Hi, my name is Bill Woodruff. I'm the founder and chief investment officer at WealthFactor. Today, my piece is inspired by my trip to have my winter tire swapped off. It was common in the late 90s for the mass retail investor to be not just participating in the picking and timing of individual, mostly at that time tech stocks, but also being very excited about it. And so that leads me to what the basis for this piece is emotional decision making. This is a graphic that's fairly common, but it talks about the different stages of emotions relative to investments or I guess financial markets as a whole. And it suggests that people go through these different stages: optimism, enthusiasm, exuberance, euphoria. This leads to a comfort to buy, invest. I think behaviorally or emotionally, there can be greed elements here, and then also the fear of missing out. Wow, that stock went up a whole lot yesterday. I have to participate, or I might miss out on what it might do tomorrow. And those behaviors are not likely to lead to successful outcomes. What ultimately happens with investments, they exaggerate upward movements and exaggerate downward movements. And so that very same investor who liked this stock that did really well yesterday buys for whatever emotional based reason, that stock starts to decline. The first feeling is anxiety. The second is denial. This move is only a temporary downturn. I'm in it for the long run. That's kind of the misappropriation of smart investing. Well, that concept of I'm in it for the long run really is, it's a misappropriation when applied to an investor who has gotten involved in investments for the wrong and largely emotional reasonings. And so the cycle continues: fear, despair, panic, capitulation, discouragement. Markets can stay irrational, both positively and negatively, far longer than investors expect. And so what then happens is the time when they felt most comfortable in buying was likely the very worst time to be buying. And then the time that's probably the very best for them to be buying is likely the time where they're the most fearful and most likely to actually be selling. This is a common thing that happens for many investors. And I believe that the key to avoid this is to have an investment plan based on a diversified portfolio that is repeatable.